A traveler came to an old inn and knocked on the door with the iron knocker. No answer. He tried again, only a hollow echo. But he knew people were inside. He had seen them in the window. So with growing anger, he grabbed the knocker and banged it 10, 15 times. Then he heard footsteps approaching and saw the face of an older woman out of the latch hole who timidly inquired whether the good gentleman wanted to come in. Did I want to come in? He shouted. Anyone who knocked as I did must have, he said. Well, you see, it's like this, said the older lady very calmly. There are so many children around here who bang on the door and run off. So we have learned to pay no attention to them. But when I heard you knock, I felt you wanted to come in. And that's why I came to open the door for you. A little story that's reminding us of the importance of sincerity and persistence, not just in our actions, but in our faith as well. The man with leprosy in today's gospel mirrors this persistence and sincerity when he approaches Jesus. Bowing in humility, he prays, Lord, if you want to, you can make me clean. It is a prayer of deep faith that resonates with Jesus' prayer in the Garden of Gethsemane. Jesus prays, Father, if it is your will, remove this cup from me. In both instances, there is no doubt or hesitation, but a complete submission to the will of God. The leper's prayer is answered compassionately. Yes, I want it, Jesus says, be clean. This moment reveals the power of genuine faith rooted in humility. Yet, what follows is equally striking. As the report of Jesus spreads and crowds gather to witness miracles, the gospel says he withdraws to a deserted place to pray. Perform a miracle and then withdraw to a deserted place, getting away from all the applause and publicity you can get. This humility is in stark contrast to a world we live in today. Sports stars, pound their chest and flex their muscles after every good game. Requests to like me, to follow me on social media are very common now. Whatever happened to that good old humility? Sad but true, today's world equates humility with someone who is unsure of themselves or has low self-esteem. You must be a nobody if you are not tooting your own horn. But as Christians, we know this could not be further from truth. The traveler's knock and the leper's prayer teach us about persistence, humility, and sincerity. But they also challenge us to examine how we approach God and others. Do we knock with faith and genuine intent? Or are we like children who knock and run, distracted by the noise of life? And once we receive God's grace, do we respond humbly, retreating to a deserted place to give thanks to God? Or do we seek the world's applause? And Jesus' example calls us to temper our egos and nurture a grateful heart, just as the older woman discerned the traveler's sincerity. God discerned the authenticity of our faith. Just as Jesus retreated to pray, we must find moments of solitude to reflect, to give thanks, and align ourselves with His will. Let us then knock with persistence, pray with submission, and live with humility.